Good afternoon from Dollywood Theme Park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. My name is Ryan, and in this video, we're going to take a look at the progress of Big Bear Mountain opening this spring. We're going to do our best to get a date of when this roller coaster is opening in Pigeon Forge, but we will definitely walk around the track and give you a look at what the current construction is like. So, without further ado, let the adventure begin. Before we get to Big Bear Mountain, I did want to show you a couple of changes that I've noticed happening during the off season here at Dollywood Theme Park, such as these permanent structures for the security screening. You can see some preparations going on here, doing some cleaning and maintenance. One thing you'll notice is all the wheelchairs and strollers over here. As you can see, the wheelchair, stroller, ECV building is gone. So they're gonna reimagine this area over here. And if you are looking for a stroller, you're gonna find that right over here. So they're just moving the stroller right across the way. We got the Flower and Food Festival. I'm excited for that to start off in April. It was fun to try some new foods coming to the festival. Headed to Timber Canyon. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood here in Dollywood. Temperature is fantastic. Get yourself some potions and elixirs for man or beast. We will be visiting a beast here soon. Testing out the Whistle Punk Chaser. One of the few coasters I will ride here in the park. I might be riding Big Bear Mountain when it opens. Passing by the Mystery Mine. This is a coaster I've never been on. It's a little too much for me. But again, maybe I'll ride this one. One thing I just noticed at Till and Harvest, they moved the drinks to the outside here near this dining area. Let's see what other changes they've done here to Till and Harvest real quick before we head over to the coaster. Big difference as to the way that you'll be able to come in, get your order, and then go up and pick your food up. So it should make for quicker service here in Till and Harvest. So here's a look at where construction is currently at the moment. So here's a look at the waterfall that you'll be going under, right in this direction like this. You're gonna loop around and then come back on top of the waterfall. This will be really nice just to sit here and listen to the waterfall here in Wildwood Grove, especially when you get to watch some of the fireworks or different things that often occur in this area over here. Let's go see what else we can see on the coaster up ahead. So from the waterfall that they're building right now, you have this existing one right here that was inspired by Roaring Fork in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. We're gonna keep going around and see what else we can see here at Big Bear Mountain. You can see some of the track here behind the store and frogs and fireflies. Uh-oh, looks like the birds flew away. We've got missing birds. So if anybody in the Pigeon Forge area spots any gigantic flying birds, apparently they've gotten off their leashes and are flying somewhere. We're passing by what was the newest coaster here at Dollywood, the Dragon Flyer. We're gonna go back here and see what's going on with this coaster. Maybe listen in to some more details.
Welcome to Big Bear Mountain. Very excited to be able to showcase this to you all today. I have Barry Stiltner, who is Director of Facilities Maintenance. So his teams are the folks who are working on this, so he can give us a very unique insight into what's been going on. And then Pete is joining us up here for this as well. So I hope you noticed as we walked across Wildwood Grove how large this ride is. It really is going to be a great family experience, a long ride experience. It's 3,990 feet long. So that makes it the longest ride here. It's a $25 million investment, which makes it the largest single attraction investment that we have made here at the park. 3 launches, you'll launch out of the station. There are 2 launches over here. We'll be able to walk up the road a little bit so you can get some video of that as we go. The 39-inch height requirement on this ride makes this another great family experience. So that's something that is really cool for us to be able to add to Wildwood Grove, because this is a great section of the park. Voted the #1 kids area of a theme park for the last 3 years, something we're very proud of. So to have this attraction here for families to be able to stay together, a lot of them, this may be for the kids, it may be their very first roller coaster experience, which is something that's special to us, to be able to give that memory to families so that kids, 30, 40 years from now, I say, I remember my first ride, it was Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. As we look to add rides like this to our properties, what are we looking for? How do we make those decisions and then ultimately select an attraction?
Let's take 2 steps back. In 2019, we built Wildwood Grove, and it was the largest investment at that time for Dollywood in any single attraction area. It afforded the opportunity for us to expand the footprint of the park so that we had a little more elbow room for folks, but also it was really targeted to families. We've always had Country Fair, and that's great. There are some rides down there for the littles, and it was, a very well-used area. But we were able to bring some cutting-edge rides up to this side of the park, next to what is our adrenaline zone, really, in Timber Canyon with all the coasters, so that we weren't separating families as much as we learned that we were, with the littles going to Country Fair and older brothers and sisters coming up to ride Wild Eagle or ride Mystery Mine or ride Thunderhead up here. So it provided us that as an opportunity. We knew at the time that we were building Wildwood Grove that we had 2 more phases that we could do in this zone. And one of them was to create another transitional ride experience for families, something that would allow a thrill experience for families at a 39-inch height requirement. So, that's a 5-year-old, maybe it's a 4-year-old if you have a tall 4-year-old, to have a first ride coaster that follows through with what we've built in Fire Chaser Express, or honestly what we've had for a long time in the Blazing Fury or Whistlepunk Chaser. Those are coasters that are for littles, but are not necessarily that first thrill coaster. This is definitely going to provide that thrill to families with kids. Triple launch, as Wes said. And even though the highest point here is a little less than 7 stories tall, it's about the change of direction. It's about the opportunity to provide that tummy feeling of the 0 G's for kids as they ride it with their parents. And it's a great story. We've been able to extend the story of Wildwood Grove. In 2019, we introduced a character named Ned Oakley, who was the ranger for Wildwood Grove. And now we've learned Ned is a little bit obsessed with Big Bear. And he's been trying to find Big Bear for a number of years. And you're going to have the opportunity to join him on an expedition to try to find Big Bear. And great story for kids, great story for families, but a really, really great ride experience. And now to answer Wes's question, the reason we do it, and the reason that we are attracted to rides like this versus going in and building, say, another ride like Lightning Rod, we have a ride like Lightning Rod that is right on the edge. It is as thrilling a ride as there is really anywhere in the world. This park's always been about families, and it's been about bringing families closer together. And by creating ride experiences that involves the whole family, that really is part and parcel with what we do. And that really follows through with the mission of the park and what Dolly really wants us to do, and that is focus on families. And this ride is really going to do that.
So a question that I have received multiple times is, when is it going to open? So what we'll do is we'll let you come back to grand opening and Dolly can tell you. But as Barry can attest, we've had a lot of weather. As of last week, we had 45 weather impacted days, which has affected their ability to be able to pour concrete and some of the things that we have to do to prepare the ride. So tell me a little bit about what that does to your team and how you work around that to still be able to get the ride open.
Like you said, they've been about 45 days of weather that's impacted, whether it be colder temperatures or rain. So what we've been doing is staffing up on beautiful days like this. We've also been working weekends to stay on track.
The first question was, how long is the ride from start to finish?
It'll be about 1 minute and 40 seconds.
I'll hitchhike on that. So it's a minute 40, but your ride experience really starts when you enter the plaza, because the queue buildings that we have are really they're expedition tents, and within the tents there are elements that are there that continue to tell the story. So there are artifacts of Big Bear, there are photographs, there are different things that help in your journey of trying to locate Big Bear. And we've done that through the years and a couple of other queues that we've done, but this is the biggest real payoff. Probably not since Mystery Mine have we done something that is so highly themed in that regard.
And you'll see traces of the Big Bear as you approach the actual attraction.
When Dolly's here in a couple of weeks, she'll give you the date that she's coming back to open it, and she'll come back and open the ride, but she'll tell you when that's going to be when she's here in a couple of weeks to kick off the season and to open the I Will Always Love You celebration.
The next question was, are we standing in the main entrance you'll walk through to get to the ride?
You came right through the portal that's going to take you into this area, and then we're standing kind of at the beginning of the plaza for Big Bear.
It's one of those years that we know families, especially in the markets which all of you all cover, are going to want to come back to be able to experience the new celebration, which there's only one 50th anniversary of her writing the song. That's this year. So that festival is this year only. You've got all the other festivals that we're known for, as well as the new attraction and the new resort. So it's going to be one of those years that families will definitely be wanting to come back over and over.
It's also additionally a big year because the 45th Coaster Con for the American Coaster Enthusiasts is being held here in June. And then the Golden Ticket Awards, which is really the Oscars in our industry, will be here and will be the location of the award ceremony in September. So there's lots going on from start to finish for us.
The next question was trying to at least get a ballpark, maybe even just a month of when we could expect the coaster to open.
Well, Dolly will spill the beans. Okay. But it'll be sooner. It will be sooner rather than later. I mean, spring is still accurate.
A follow-up question to that was, about what percentage is it complete?
Barry?
75%.
So just to clarify, you have the Dragonfly right here, and this is going to be your main entrance that you're going to walk through to get into the line for Big Bear Mountain. So we're able to walk around the coaster at this point. Just want to give you a couple highlights of the track as we circle around it. I can see the train track off in the distance. We have been riding and driving by some of this section. You can see a little bit closer now. You can see Wild Eagle and Mystery Mine off in the distance. Let's go check out the building where you'll load and unload off the coaster. Walking around this particular building, we got another one over here. You can see the highest peak right here of the coaster, and this section working along through Wildwood Grove, going off to the Waterfall. Making some electrical connections. That's going to wrap up this sneak peek of Big Bear Mountain Coaster coming to Dollywood Theme Park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. If you've enjoyed this video, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button down below and make sure you're subscribed, as we're going to come back here, Lord willing, to the opening date of Dollywood and you will hear from Miss Dolly Parton herself as to when it will officially open, and we plan to come back here and show you more of the coaster once it's officially up and running. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next adventure.